Out here walking on the canal. It's absolutely glorious day, and I just want to show you some of the scenery around here. Now Nelson's as grim as arseholes, but you're just 10-15 minutes out of the town and you're into all this. I'll just show you what we've got. We got sheep, we got cows, we got horses, we got all livestock, we got all livestock, we got all livestock. There's the famous blocks of the Leeds-Liverpool canal. More sheep. That over there, if you can see it. How do we do zoom? If you can just see that on the skyline, a little sticky up thing, that is Blacko Tower, where they say the witches met, but actually they didn't, because it was built about 200 years after the famous boring old Pendle witches. Zoom back out. Okay, panning. Look, more locks. Isn't it pretty? I've got some gorgeous photos of on here. Now on the left is this reservoir. And I come here sometimes at full moon, and the moon rises over that reservoir and it's spectacular. I have a picture of the moon just sitting on top of a wall from here. This is the lockkeeper's cottage. Absolutely pretty, little picturesque, little probably 17th century building. And the lockkeeper used to live here, look after the locks. If anything fell in, he pulled it out. Any drunks coming home at night fell in the water, he pulled them out. Sheep falling in the canal, you could knock on his door. What do you think happened? The water board sold it off, and some artist bought it. Thank God people still knock on his door and get him up in the middle of the night. It's not his fault, is it? But why is this being done? And that lockkeeper now, he has to walk here from dismal lodgings in the village to do his job, and I think that's not right. This is where we start now with the people who have bought boats to live in on the canal for various reasons, don't know why. A lot of them seem to be divorced men that don't want their homes ever taken off them again. Seeing as in divorce you have to sell up, and the men seem to end up worse of anybody. We're going to walk along here now to see some friends of mine, Wayne and Libby. There's another nice bit here. They're all nice bits, and it with the sun on it, absolutely wonderful. Look at that. It really does you good to come out here and see all this. Now don't look down there, that's bleeding Nelson with all smoke, pollution, God knows what. Round we go, and look at that hillside. Isn't it all gorgeous? There's some more boats here now where people are living. Quite a little community of them, but I can't help thinking it's a hard life. And you know, what about your computer? Of course, with this broadband and mobile phone network stuff, they might be able to have computers. I couldn't do without mine. I'm going to show you this bit here. This is where we met a ferret one night. He came walking across that field, right out onto the path in front of us, and we picked him up, and the smell of him absolutely sent me insane. I was mental for that smell. It was gorgeous, and it was a frosty night, and I picked him up and wrapped him in my scarf, and we couldn't get in down at the farm that he'd come from, so we took him up to the nearest pub to ring up to see if we could find out where he'd come from. And bloody hell, you should have seen the effect. Nobody would come near us. They all shrivelled up to the far end of the bar And apparently it was the smell they didn't like. And this smell, honestly, I couldn't get enough of it. I guess it's sex hormones. This is where Phil the Jolly Joiner lives. I'll show you a sign. Phil the Jolly Joiner. Free quotes. He came and put me some shelves up. Excellent job. He even used spirit level to put shelves up. Now that is professionalism, I would say. So give Phil a call if you need anything. Okay, now we're coming up to Wayne and Libby's boat. They're parking just by this bridge instead of in their allotted, well, place that they've rented further on. But to get to that, you've got to go right through that field there behind the farmhouse, right along there, nearly onto the end, and it's all muddy. There's no proper path, so they like to stay here. I'm going to just go and see if they're in. Benji don't like going on this boat anymore because they don't want any dog hairs, so they make him sit in the naughty corner. This is Libby. Hello, Libby.
Oh, hello. Not me in a sleepy face.
How do you like living on a boat, Libby?
Oh, it's a hard life.
I've just been saying that. It's a hard life, isn't it?
It's good.
It must be really bad with water. Like, they're all on about water meters now. Thinking about you, you have to be really miserly with water.
Yeah, well, we don't have any, so we're all right.
Like water everywhere,
yeah.
and not a drop to drink. Okay, bye for now, Libby.
Bye for now.
Coming up this steep hill now from the mile tunnel. It really is very steep. We're climbing up to Alkincoats Park. When we get to the top, we're almost at the top, and then we'll cross this road and we'll be at the top of Alkincoats. I think you get some idea how steep this is. It's lovely. The light's going, so there'll not be much more filming today. Oh, we can see the setting sun over there. Look at this now. I don't know if you can see this. It's a bit bad light now. Here we are, look. I'm in Alkincoats Park, and they're even putting fucking numbers on the nest boxes now. So all your birds, that was number 24. Round here we've got number 20. I don't know what's happened to 22. Here's number 20. You just see it there. Yep. And there's 17. Would that be number 17? Alkincoats Park. Could try sending it a letter. See what happens. Number 10. Here's a nice part of the walk through this little wood, and they've made this path and they did put bark on it, but that's all rotted down now with the rain. And that's we like walking through the woods, me and Benji. A squirrel! He's seen a squirrel. He's off chasing squirrels now. He follows the scent trails. Coming out now into the park, and we're at the top end of the park. You go down that way to the rose garden, but we're not going because it's getting dark now and slightly cold, and we've quite a way to go before we get home. And I'll just show you the views from the top of here, which are quite nice. There's some sheep in a field for sheep fans. Over there, just sheep in a field. And there's the view. We're right over the top of, on the top of the hills now. And you might see the opposite hillside there. Or you might not. Okay, up